Hey everyone, I'm Mark, this is Gonzo, and today we're giving you a beginner's guide to D&D.
It is that.
Yeah, we're going to help people, new people, newbies, and people who have played that might learn something.
That's right.
Today we're going to talk about 4 ideas that we have for beginners.
Our top 4.
Top 4, yeah.
I mean, we have tons of ideas, but
we
our
could-
top 4
We
ideas.
could go on and on, right?
Stay tuned. Yeah, we definitely could go on and on, but stay tuned for our number 1 idea
You're going to love it.
beginning to play this game, Dungeons & Dragons.
All right, Gonzo, I know it's been a long time since you've had this experience.
That's right.
But when we're new to the game, you're going to go play D&D, and it can be a little intimidating.
Sure.
You're like, what am I going to do? What's it going to be like? What do I expect when I go and play?
What should I bring?
Yeah, all those things. So let's get started. Let's help those people and
Very
tell
good.
them how. So what are the things? So how about number 4? What do they need to know if they're going to go play D&D?
All right, so the first thing that they would need to know when they're coming to play Dungeons & Dragons for the first time, and this is good information for either a Dungeon Master or a player, because a lot of Dungeon Masters, like you said, haven't played their first time in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So they may forget.
Yeah.
But you want to bring at least a pen and a pencil or a notepad and a pen. Just something to write down notes, something to write down the name of your character, something to be able to take notes as you're playing. You'll be doing a little bit of math. We won't scare you too much with the math, math word, but you'll be maybe doing a little bit of math, counting.
There's no call for that kind of language.
No, I know. Sorry, I apologize. But you're getting ready to play the game. That's definitely one thing you should bring. Something else would be if you're so inclined and you're already invested in the game a little bit, maybe your favorite pair of dice. If you've picked out a color you really like, or they're your lucky dice, which if you're just starting, you may not know if they're lucky or unlucky yet.
Yeah,
But
not yet.
pick out a cool set of dice. They're really cheap. You can find them at the dollar store now, so you can get a good pair of dice. You can bring those too. Bring your player's handbook if you already have one. But if you're just walking into a game blindly, then don't worry about it. The Dungeon Master will be able to provide you with the things you need there. And I think one last thing may be to prepare yourself is to contact the Dungeon Master to find out what you may need to bring. Maybe you're playing online virtually, and he has a program he wants you to download, and then he'll set you up from there. Maybe you're playing at a gaming store, and they're doing Adventures League, and they want you to build a character a certain way. Maybe you're playing with your family, and the person that's been playing for a while that's running the game says, hey, I've got everything but extra dice. Then you know what you need to bring. Right. And maybe the very last thing, which is never a wrong thing to bring snacks for your Dungeon Master. Bribing the DM always works in our experience. So try that out.
Always a good tip.
Let's try it out. What's the third one?
All right. So next, I would worry about. I'd come prepared with an idea for what kind of character you want to create.
That's good.
And that could be a basic idea. Maybe you want to be a hack and slash kind of guy. I want to play a character who's a fighter. Maybe you decide I want to be a magic user. I want to throw magic and stuff around. Or I want to shoot things from afar. Just a basic concept. You don't have to have everything fleshed out per se. But come ready for that. And the DM might give you a pre-generated thing based on what you think. Maybe he'll match you up with something or help you create it. And a good tip when you said about contacting the DM, he may want you to come a little early to create that character, because if you're actually going to sit down and do that, it's going to take a little bit of time. And just so you know, he's going to do things like he's going to have you pick a class or pick a race, pick background, roll some dice for stats, fill out your character sheet. So that kind of stuff takes time. So a good idea to ask ahead of time. But really just kind of have an idea what you want to play.
Yeah, maybe a little backstory. If you have one in your mind, then go ahead and talk to your DM and see how that would work into the character. But at least have an idea. I think you're right. I think at least have an idea of the kind of character you want to play, and then everything will fit from there. So.
Absolutely. So Gonzo, what kind of expectations should they come with about this game?
So expectations can be all over the place, and it can be very intimidating. But you got to remember that this is a cooperative game that you are playing with the group around you, including the Dungeon Master. So everyone has a say, and it's an open world concept. So you're thinking in terms of working together. Be ready to work together with others, and don't be afraid when your decision as a group isn't a decision that you personally have, because that may happen. You may think you should all turn right, and everyone else says, no, we vote left. so be it. Because sooner or later within the game, you're going to be in the majority. But be ready to share your ideas and work together. I think that's really key. Is not to be afraid to share your ideas, whether it's solving a problem,
Right.
whether it's social interaction in the game, or it's a combat strategy that you saw somewhere that you want to share. And hey, why don't someone circle around and come from behind and
Right.
throw a net? Don't be afraid to share your ideas and work together. So that's my tip for number 2 for sure.
For more information on creating a character, check out our playlist on character creation right here, over here.
Over there.
Yes. All right. And so our last big tip, and this is our best tip, and that is to come with an open mind. Come with an open mind. This is a game that it could be chaotic. You may have to do. There may be a little bit of math, but more likely there's going to be things are going to go wrong. And failure in this game is actually often the most fun part. So it's not like other games. So come with an open mind, a good attitude, and ready to try new things. And you'll have the most fun, I think, if you come with that attitude for sure.
Yeah, when you look around and just watch as everyone's interacting in the game, and you'll notice quickly how things change quickly, and that you as a player can really have a say in how that story's going. Be ready to laugh. Be ready to have some fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason we play any game is for
a game.
entertainment and
Yeah.
having fun. Be ready to connect with the players that you may not know. Maybe they're total strangers. You may find connections and friendships with those players that you've met, or maybe you're playing with family and you may get over squabbles that you've had because you live together or whatever, and
Right.
you get over it through a good game of Dungeons and Dragons. So
And you definitely will see your family members and your friends in a different way. There are things that happen in the game that you wouldn't see anywhere else in the world. And you go, wow, I didn't think they had that in them.
And I think you mentioned that is that get ready for the unexpected.
Yeah.
This is a game of chaos, and that reason is because we use dice.
Yes.
And the same way that we can roll a 20 and almost anything happen that we want to happen work, we can also roll a 1 and the most miserable thing can happen. We can lose our characters, our players can die, whatever may happen. So just be ready for the chaos that's involved when you use any game involved with dice. So.
And that's our beginner's guide to D&D. I think that's all we have time for today, Gonzo. And with that,
Class dismissed.